Welcome to Really Raha, the podcast for coaches and creators who want to build luxury brands without burning out. I'm Raha, business energetics coach, PhD student, and sponsored skateboarder. I went from serving tables and hustling every client to building six-figure systems and offers that sell in my sleep. Here we talk all things raw when it comes to business strategy, nervous system regulation, and stepping into your goddess frequency with tangible, actionable steps to help you scale to consistent 10K plus months. If you're here, you know freedom is your birthright. Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful babe. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this episode. This is my first part 1, part 2, and last week was part 1. So if you haven't listened/watched, because if you don't know this, you can watch these podcasts on Spotify and on YouTube, go listen to it now. And if you want to listen to it later, that's fine too. You're like, I'm already in this one, I want to listen. That's fine. If you like listening to the end of a book or a movie before the beginning, that's totally fine. I'm going to summarize a little bit about what we talked about last week. So in 2 weeks in December, I went to Chicago to spend Christmas with Mike's family. I got really sick. I moved from LA to La Costa, which is North Coast San Diego. My fall semester ended. My spring semester started for my PhD program. I launched my group coaching program, Revenue Room, and I filled it for beta at the exact people I wanted, and it's still open. So if you want to come in, it's open. All of this happened while fulfilling calls and containers for 6 clients. And I share this with you because I created last week's episode to flow with you naturally about the granularities and the contrast of being an entrepreneur. That it isn't always just sunshine and rainbows on amazing all the time. Just like our cycle, we have our luteal. We have the shadows. And my goal for you is to show you in this episode how I got out of it, how I shifted out of it. And that was actually the longest that I've been in that weird, shadowy, juicy place, that uncomfortable place that I lean into. And I want to show you and walk you through exactly what I did, because you also have those days where you're feeling burnt, you're feeling tired, you're on the fire frequency, rationalizing that you actually need to exert more physical energy to make more money. And I get it. It feels so real. And it's that feeling of scarcity. And we struggle to get out of it. We think something external needs to change first when that's not actually the case. So in December, with all of this on my nervous system, I had a 30K month, but for the first time in a long time, I felt it hard because of all of the personal factors in my life that were happening. My nervous system was fried. I was dysregulated. My new place, this beautiful place that you can see, it didn't feel like home. And I felt so alone. I was calling my mom every night crying. I lost the love and the magic and the purpose that was all around me. I felt like the magic was gone, and I was grazing the surface of a rock bottom. You ever just like graze the surface where you're like, I see the hole, I'm dipping my toe in there, but I'm not going to go in there. That's how it felt. And here I am in part 2, sharing with you the light on the other side and exactly what I did to shift through it. So my intention to bring this all home is to share with you the normalness of this experience, the ups and downs and the fire frequency that comes from being an entrepreneur, and exactly what you can do to get off the fire frequency to shift out of there faster next time you're in it. Even if you're in it right now, I think when you feel that cortisol pumping through you of feeling like, I'm behind, I need to do this, It's like, wait, what is actually on fire? Because when you're on the fire frequency, it feels like everything is on fire, but what actually is on fire? And if you know me, you've heard me talk about this fire frequency, and I know that you know it very well. And we get so caught up in the doing instead of the being. Hitting a revenue goal, filling up a workshop, filling up a group program, making your money to pay your bills, whatever it is, you've rationalized that you need to do more to hit those goals. And when that could not be further from what we're about to talk about in this episode. So you recognize this feeling, you feel this feeling, you work so hard, your eyes are glued to the laptop, you don't even feel the time go by, you just notice the sunset and you're in a dark room lit up by your screen. I think that paints the picture of the fire frequency very well. And don't get me wrong, you can be in a healthy, creative flow, but you know when it's not. Like you can have that honest conversation with yourself to know that, okay, this doesn't feel healthy. You know when it's coming from scarcity. And I want you to make that distinction and that discernment in the energy of knowing this doesn't feel like it's coming from an abundant place. So, we're going to walk through in this episode exactly what I did to get off the fire frequency and get back in the magic of me. And if you listen to that episode, like it was literally a week ago, I was in the pits. I was like coming out of it, but you can feel the energetic difference of that episode 18 and this episode 19. So, first thing I did is I realized something needed to shift. You know, there were too many pings because when you feel like you need to be on, I bet you probably don't have your DND turned on, your do not disturb on your phone. You're probably just constantly looking at your apps, pulling up your phone, picking it up, going straight to Instagram. So I want you to practice no screens for the first hour to 2 hours when you wake up and when you go to bed. Because the neuroscience behind this is that is the juiciest point of our brain waves being in theta. When we're in theta, this is the magical sweet spot where we're not asleep, but we're not awake. It's like this twilight magical place. That's the meditative state. That is where the magic happens. And if we're picking up our phone first thing in the morning or right before bed when we go to sleep, no wonder we're having bad dreams. No wonder we're waking up with anxiety because that's the time when we're supposed to be visualizing, listening to the music and music video and just really connecting to the meditative state of our spirit. And when we're getting on our phone, we skip theta brainwaves and we go straight to alpha and beta. And we're going to get there eventually. Like alpha, beta, that's when we're in creation, we're in flow, our brainwaves move a little faster. But why rush getting there when we can just take our time in the morning? Because, hey, guess what? The version of you that you're manifesting, she's probably taking her time in the morning. She has slow mornings. She's taking her time to appreciate the wind blowing on the trees and the squirrels playing outside and listening to the birds chirping. So we need to vibrate at that frequency right now. That's the first thing I'll say is if you're not vibrating at the frequency of the version of you that you want to be, that you're bringing in, no wonder it feels like there's a mismatch in the frequency. So also too, I block my app. So I have this app called Opal, OPAL, and I make it block my apps from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. So you can change this however you want. You can build your own settings, whatever it is, because I don't want pings. Like I don't want the habit of pulling up and going to Instagram right before bed or right when I wake up. So it's nice to use external things to stay on track like that. I also have DND, like do not disturb as my default mode for my phone. So I can swipe it, see if I have notifications, but I'm not getting pinged. Pings are the epitome of what's going to keep you on that fire frequency. And when we're vibrating at that, like, oh my God, I got to keep doing, then our brain is going to want to do things that match that frequency. So do future you a favor and just put your phone on D&D right now. Not everybody gets to have that access to your energy all the time. Like this is the practice. You get to time block. You get to choose when to go into certain apps, especially in the morning. You wake up, you look at your mail, and you get this email that you don't want to get. Now you're just getting blown around with the wind. Why do we want our days to be dictated by external things without us opting into it? There's enough noise everywhere around us. Quiet down the noise so you can let your intuition actually speak to you. And when I watch TV, because I enjoy watching TV, it's actually my way of winding down. I get to hang out with myself. I'm watching Project Runway right now. I was just watching America's Next Top Model. But when I watch TV, my phone is in the other room because whatever you're doing, I want you to be fully doing that. I want you to choose to be doing what you're doing. Do that. Be present in that. So you're not watching TV and scrolling on your phone. Because then where are you? You're just back and forth, back and forth. So we want to train our brains to do one thing at all times. And there are honestly very few worse things for your frequency than getting blown around by the wind and the noise. So I can't stress this enough. Pings coming in without you opting into them, starting your day with the comment on Instagram that like really just gave you that pit in your stomach. Like, no, we don't want that inviting into our energy when we still need to do our gratitude, set our intentions. Then you can open up your phone after you've already got this solid foundation for the day. Another thing that I do is I don't take my phone with me when I go on a walk. When I take Chippy and I breathe in the fresh cut grass that's outside, I set my intentions, I connect with the universe. I like to have energetic boundaries with my apps in general. So my WhatsApp notifications for my clients are off, regardless of DND or not. No matter what, I choose when to go into that app and I time block when I go in there. So it's just always up to me and it's a choice. Getting out of the house. I know it can feel so easy to just be so in your tunnel vision, creativity, and working. Go to a networking event. I went to a networking event. I met a bunch of female entrepreneurs. I explored my new community, my neighborhood. I felt the love and the magic that I lost. And I couldn't even see that I was on the fire frequency until I got out of the house. So this is how you can feel your divine feminine energy just start pouring in when you start to notice and be mindful of the world around you instead of just the four walls in where you are right now. Another thing, these are just the little ways that we can let our intuition come in. Pulling my tarot card in the morning when I'm in this juicy frequency without the screens because we don't want to draw from scarcity. We don't want to draw with the cortisol. We want to draw from rawness and authenticity. So pulling that and feeling the magic of my angels, my Oreo, whose birthday is coming up on Saturday, actually, my 16-year-old baby who passed away 2 years ago, my Nietzsche, my other 16-year-old cat who also passed away last year. We're more receptive to who's crossed, who's on the other side, which is actually right here. But the only way we can get those messages is to be on this frequency, to let our angels guide us. Getting on my mat, stretching, playing the Beatles, doing yoga even at home, getting on my balance board. But the Beatles is a big thing for me. Listening to music is such a big thing. And I was just talking about this in my revenue room call today with the ladies inside. And we actually started our call with high frequency music, just jamming and listening to the music and letting it go and letting that be the foundation for the call. So when you let music be the foundation for your day, whatever it is, for me, it's the Beatles. Like every morning, I move my body with the music. I immerse myself in just focusing on the nuances of each individual instrument. And anytime the thoughts, the monkey mind wants to come in, I shift back to the music. I shift back to the music. This is actually how I learned to meditate. It's like training wheels for meditation. Instead of your breath that you come back to the music. Find a song that's just so beautiful. I did this a lot with Day in the Life by the Beatles because there's just so many things happening that you can divert your attention to just go to the instrument, go to the voice, go to the vocals. So any song that you can think of to train your mind to just get there faster and stay there longer, that is strengthening the muscle of meditation. And the more that you can do that, you're going to notice that the conversations you have in person, on your sales calls, you're locked in longer because you're practicing and you're building that muscle in a place where it's easy and it feels like play. So find your flow with the music. I also went to the grocery store. I got meals to cook. I found the closest thing that comes to Erewhon here in San Diego County. And I got healthy food, all organic food. Mike is out of town for a skate event, so I actually haven't seen him in like 10 days. So it's been nice just getting in my flow and my energy. And I got to like regulate myself, get myself out of where I was and now feeling magnetic so that he gets this version of me. And whenever you do listen to music, whenever you do all these things that we're talking about, pulling a tarot card, whatever it is, find the gratitude. Okay, find the gratitude. Let yourself just have a little crease in your smile, feel the magic. And for me, when I feel gratitude tears, like I could easily just have them right now talking to you. I'm having them right now talking to you. That's how I know I'm on the frequency. That's how I know my portal for abundance is open because gratitude is the highest frequency that you can be locked into because gratitude is love. Gratitude is opportunity. Gratitude is just makes you so magical. And it just makes you want to cry. So find the gratitude that's already all around you instead of waiting for something external to change. That's not the goal. The goal is to find it, do all these things externally to get there. But if we're ever waiting for anything, waiting for the clients, waiting for the money, waiting for the DM conversations, waiting is stagnant energy. There's no excitement in waiting, but there is excitement in how you choose to get to what you want to feel like. That's the goal. So I love to use music as a way to visualize a future memory for this chapter. Let the song for you drop in. Right now, my chapter right now, the song that dropped in is Stop by the Spice Girls. And I use that to visualize a future memory because I can't really visualize very well. I don't know if you're like me, but when I close my eyes, I just see black. Like I can't see an apple when I close my eyes. And apparently everyone's different. I didn't even know that I had this. It's called aphantasia for like the longest time up until a couple years ago. I'm like, oh, that's a thing. I thought everybody was like this. And people are like, no, I can visualize in color and do this. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. Because I can't really do that unless I'm in like breath work and I'm going on a journey or I visualize a future memory. So the way that I manifest and collapse timelines really freaking fast is by visualizing my next chapter's manifestation to a song that has high frequency energy and just feeling the feeling in my body. So I'll like visualize a future memory because we can visualize a past memory a lot easier, a lot faster than just like, oh, if you struggle like me of I can't see what's in front of me, just visualize a future memory. Your brain, your body doesn't know the difference. Help yourself get there. Use these things. So I'll visualize it. I'll bring it in. I'll feel the feeling in my body. I'll be like seeing all these conversations just coming into my DMs and me leading my sales calls with authority and just buzzing. Focus on that, visualize it, focus on what you're wearing. Even if you can't see it clearly, can you see it like a memory? So I also needed to have a lot of self compassion. I think as entrepreneurs, this is an ever growing journey of knowing that there's always going to be things that you feel like need to be done. Like that's never going to end ever because we're in a red pill world. We're not in a blue pill world anymore where you're working for someone else and you're in a 9 to 5. And when you clock out at 5 p.m., your to do list is done. That's not the life that we have right now. Your list will never be done because we don't want it to be done. Because every time you think, oh, by the time I check all these things off, I'm going to be done. It's like, no, because then your level of awareness shifted and now there's more things to be done. It's called the vanishing point. When you're standing on a street and you're looking down a sidewalk and you see where the sidewalk ends, does that mean the sidewalk ended right there? No, that's just as far as your eye can see. Because once you walk there and you go where the sidewalk ends, if you can see me, I'm using quotes, then you're going to see more sidewalk or more something. That's the same thing with the things on your list is the goal is not ever for it to end. This is part of the rewiring and the reprogramming that we need to do after leaving the 9 to 5 system, the matrix that we're constantly going to be doing. So self-compassion and trust, I needed to have that of knowing that like, hey, I need to release this pressure. I know there's a shit ton of things I need to get done, but that's okay. It's okay. I trust myself to always get things done. Look at my history. I do the things, I'm high achieving. This gets to be the same. So a lot of talking out loud. I'm always talking out loud and I'm using the word we. Like, we got this. We can do this. We trust ourselves. What do we want to do now? And I also unpacked pretty much everything. There's just a little stuff left in the bedroom, but it feels like home. I'm absolutely obsessed with where I am. And I'm reminded of why my intuition brought me here in the first place. I can hear myself think. I can hear the birds singing in the morning. I open up this window. There's a golf course outside. So I smell fresh cut grass right when I wake up. And I hear owls hooting at night. And I really appreciate little things like this. Like, I am just like a girl in a candy store when it comes to just like these little things with nature. So, you know how I told you how I went and got all this food? Have a little date with yourself. Get some food, cook it at home, make a nice little dinner for you. So when I went to the grocery store, I got all the stuff. I got myself a ribeye and I cooked myself a steak dinner with corn, butternut squash, asparagus, sweet potatoes, and I just enjoyed it. Just me, myself, me. And I found the gratitude and just really focused on every bite I was taking. Every bite of steak, I'm just appreciating the flavor. Every bite of the asparagus with the lemon juice drizzled on top, I'm just appreciating the nuances of all the flavors because the more that you do all the stuff that we talked about in this episode, you're going to notice those things more. The fire frequency, you move too fast to notice these things, to appreciate what even made you want to create your business in the first place. I really want you to connect to those values and remember that you built this for freedom. So it means feeling free with yourself. It means trusting yourself and knowing that you're going to have these moments where your personal life just feels like a lot. Your nervous system will be dysregulated. And if you're teaching nervous system work, it doesn't mean that you're not capable of teaching it, even though you have a dysregulated nervous system sometimes. That just makes you more worthy of teaching it. So that's the reframe, because I know imposter syndrome can come up sometimes of like, oh my God, like, I feel like I'm out of control. Can I really teach this? Can I really hold space for my clients? It's like, yes, that's why you're the person for it, my love. So I want to give you some action steps. I know you've probably taken a lot in this episode, but it's just to make this more tangible for you, write down your high frequency recipe. Like, I have a nice little notepad here and I have it right in front of me. No screens first 1 to 2 hours. Drink water, play Beatles, wash face, make coffee, get dressed, pull tarot card. Like, write it out, have a little moment, journal it. It's new moon energy right now. So this is the most perfect time to do this. Let yourself lean into it. What is the highest version of yourself doing? How are you walking around? And then give yourself the dopamine hits instead of the cortisol, the accomplishment of the high frequency energy in this step-by-step morning recipe. So you can follow it every day until it becomes ingrained. So what is that honest conversation of what you know you need to do to get off the fire frequency and to stay there until the next time we graze the surface and we come back out, we come back out. So reminder, the goal is not to never go into the fire frequency. The goal is to shift out of it faster and faster. So we're human. We're here for a human experience. We have an ego. That's what makes us human. And we are in a noisy world. What is in your control is not letting the noise take over and dictate your day. And just coming back to our centeredness and our values and our mission faster and faster every time. This is the version of you that your clients need. This is what they're paying for. Your regulated nervous system. This is also the work that we do inside Revenue Room. Oh my God, I just want to scream this from the rooftop. Like, the reason why I feel so good is because these are the spaces that I have. And my clients, they're all blowing the F up. Blowing up. They're plugged in with other heart-led coaches. We have 4 calls a week that have different teaching points, sales and energetics, DM setting, data and tracking. So we're looking at all your numbers. We're making your business predictable. So you're not like, oh my God, how do I get clients next month? It's like, no, you want to make a 10K month? Let's reverse engineer all this data, these deep formulas that Mike leads that call. And then mock call. Because if you're just reading all this stuff on YouTube, how are you actually practicing? So mock calls, I'm guiding you through the mock where you actually get to go through a sales call step by step using my radiance framework that one of my clients, she said today, she's like, I literally recite the radiance framework in the shower. Like, she's got it written down. She's owning her sales calls. This is the magic. There's so much magic when you plug yourself into this frequency. So when you are on the fire frequency, hey, you got a call tomorrow where you get to plug in and be in this magic where you get to have one-on-one support with me on the call to shift you back. So you're never there too long. I can't even emphasize like how much magic is inside Revenue Room. And if you don't have a room like this and the honest conversation, like, like I trust you to know if you could use magic like this in your life, where not only are you getting the nervous system regulation and the energetics of how to lead authority, lead your DMs, get more clients in your calendar, but the actual strategies that we've tested and proven. And we also just celebrated Mike setting $1 million in sales. So he worked with a previous coach before I brought him in, and he brought in $1 million in sales from that coach and from me, just from the DMs. We are literally teaching you $1 million formula. And it's just so wild that we can say that. We walk the walk. And I'm also getting in my dissertation even deeper right now and building my mixed method study, which is studying Revenue Room. Like, this is data driven. This isn't something I'm like, oh, I just whipped this together. Like, this is lived experience that I am bringing into this container, as well as the academic and the peer reviewed side. I don't think you will find anyone on this planet who brings together this all-encompassing holistic experience. So if you're a heart-led coach and you're like, I need this better approach to sales, I need to be plugged in, I'm going to drop in the show notes where you can book a call with me so we can dive even deeper to see if this would be an aligned fit for you. I'm not going to say yes just to say yes and bring you in. Like, you have my full integrity in that. If you know me, you know that about me. Or if you're like, I have a few more questions, send me a DM, Radiant Rahoff. I'll put that in the show notes as well. But if you're an aligned fit, you're going to go to the moon because everyone in Revenue Room is like going to the moon. You've probably watched my episode with Becca. She made $14,000 in sales her first 2 weeks in. This is what happens. So I hope this episode humanized an experience for you of truly what your energy is capable of being when you drown out the noise for a little bit and you choose what to opt into. Everything around you is magic, but we just need to get your frequency there to really see what's around you. Let's bring that magic back and let's come back home to where it all is so that you can continue to build your business from this place. I love you so much. What a beautiful episode. Send me a DM. What hit you? Like, I just want to talk to you. I just want to see who's listening. Every day I'm like seeing all these people listening to my podcast. I'm like, I want to know you. I want to talk to you. Send me a DM. Let's talk. Regardless of if you come into Revenue Room or not. I just want to talk to you. I love you. Kisses. And I will see you next Tuesday. Bye, babe. If this episode resonated with you in any way, if something clicked, expanded, or shifted for you, I'd love for you to share it and tag me on Instagram at Radiant Rahoff so I can celebrate your breakthroughs with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and leave a 5-star review so more high-level coaches like you can find this space. Thank you for being a part of this community. I love you, and I'll see you next Tuesday.